doopy-doo, doopy-doo, doop, doopy-doo, doop, doopy-doopy-doo. There we are. What do you think? Nice and smart. Oh, you my boy. Daddy's boy. Hey, who's Daddy's boy?
It's During the Meanwhilst. No.
Right then, you sit there. Well, hello. It's Dexter and me, and yes, I'm wearing dungarees, and Dexter, here he is. Say hello to everybody. Is in his hoodie. That's it. We're trying to keep the heat and bills down. so we're dressing up nice and warm. Anyway, it's my best photo of the year video. No, every year for the as long as I can remember, really. Certainly before I started doing YouTube videos, I trawl through my sort of best images of the year, if you like, and you know, pick a short list and pick a top 3. I've done it for as long as I can remember, and what I tend to do is I have a cut-off date of the 30th of November. The reason for that being that in common with most of you probably, your more recent images you tend to think are your best, so you look at those through like rose tinted spectacles, if you like. But I like to take my time, to arrive at my short list of best images. So I cut it off at the 30th of November. So all the images I look at are from the 1st of December in the previous year right up to 30th of November. So this year has been a bit of a revelation for me. I've concentrated far less on landscape photography and far more on just enjoying myself with my camera, really. A lot of that's down to Alan's excellent photography for enjoyment channel, and to this little pup here who has inspired me to just get out with my camera as much as I can and just take pictures. So I've kind of concentrated more on doing that, really. Although there are a couple of, well, not landscape but more seascape images, you're right, in this year's shortlist, but it's mostly macro and nature. And I did try towards the end of the year, as you know, some woodland type photography, and one of those woodland images has made the shortlist. Camera wise, I started the year obviously with my GFX 100 and a couple of other cameras, but I've ended it with an X-T2, a D700, a Nikon D700, an XE1, things like that. Complete overhaul. It kind of like reflects the way my photography's gone. Far less about taking serious, if you like, landscape images, and far more about just enjoying. I've also taken this year more images than I've ever shot before in my entire life. Looking at my Lightroom catalogue, it's something like 9,000 images I've shot this year, which is like, in the last probably 10 years before that, I'd shot 20,000 in total. So 50% of my total photographic output has come in the last 12 months. And now a lot of that is down to the fact I've done more macro, and therefore a lot more in the way of focus bracketing and focus stacking. So for like one image there may be, in some cases, 25, 30 single images, making that final result up. I placed a couple of challenges on myself at the start of the year. The first one was to become a better macro photographer, And I think I have, to be honest. I'm going to toot my own horn here, but I think I was started in from, you know, a fairly low starting point anyway, so improving wasn't necessarily that tricky. Same with my my woodland image making. But I made some macro images I'm really happy with. Now, in the past, when I've done macros charts, it's really just been, you know, a study of something. But this year, I concentrated far more on actual image making, you know, so like the story, you know, the story behind the image, more than perhaps the image itself. So I was trying to give my macro images more of a narrative, I guess, if you like. I didn't shoot much in the way of landscape and seascape photography this year, just the way the year went. I still really enjoy shooting those images. It's just that I didn't shoot many this year, and that's why not many of them have made the shortlist. Anyway, in no particular order then, let's have a look at the 10 images that have made the shortlist for the prestigious 2022 During the Meanwhilst Photograph of the Year. Let's have a look at these. Now, they're not in any particular order. It's just the 10 images that I've picked. And what I've done for a bit of luck is I've also put the number of likes each image had on Instagram. Now, I don't get many likes on Instagram. If I get 50 or 60 for a photo, then that is like, poof, that's top draw. Usually for me, it's like about, you know, I don't know, anywhere between 10 and 20 normally. So for a bit of fun, I'll put down the number of Instagram likes that each image got, and then we see if that corresponds then to my final result. Anyway, let's have a look at these images. What do you think of those there? I'm really happy and proud, well, of my boy first, but really happy with and proud of all those images, really. Before we start, I want to pick one out, which, but for one thing, would have won this year, and that is the picture of the red clover that I shot. The reason it didn't win, even though I think it's worthy of my photo of the year, is the fact that I didn't actually set out to make that image, and it all happened by accident, really. Now, I shouldn't really be a bar to, you know, a victory, but I felt it a bit unfair to pick an image that happened by accident to win. Now, I was taking some images of red clover in the fields opposite the house, and as I was trying to hold myself back to my feet, I pressed the shutter and got this unintentional, if you like, camera movement shot of this piece of red clover, and it made for like a really nice, soft, painterly image. But I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't plan to take the photo like that, so I haven't chosen it as my winner. Anyway, here is my top three. In third place, it is the image of some frozen leaves shot at Craigenose Country Park. Obviously, earlier this year, went up there on a frosty, cold, I think after the January or February morning maybe. with the intention of obviously taking some images, and I shot this composition as a test shot, really, with my iPhone. And then I was going to take a proper shot then, if you like, with my GFX 100. But getting back home and getting the GFX images up on computer, none of them had the immediacy, if you like, of the iPhone 12 shot. They didn't have that, what's the word I'm thinking of, that sort of spontaneity, there we are, that the iPhone shot possessed. And back in the day of me selling stuff, it's an image that I really would have happily, printed off and sold. And it just goes to show that it doesn't matter what you use to take a photograph. Just take a photograph, and you never know what's gonna come out at the other end. Second place goes to one of my seascapes, and it is the really sort of dreamy, atmospheric, otherworldly seascape that I shot on New Year's Eve, actually. New Year's Eve 2021, I shot this image at Bracelet Bay. It's a reasonably long exposure, GFX 100 shot again, reasonably long exposure for me, and I think it's just a lovely atmospheric shot. It could be taken anywhere. Obviously you can identify the rocks, but that could be at the top of a mountain, it could be on a lake, it could be whatever, because you can't tell what the elements of the picture are. You don't know where the land or the sea or the whatever ends and the sky starts. It's all just a grey atmospheric blur, if you like, and I really like the picture for those elements. Right then, the winner. This year's During the Meanwhilst photograph of the year. Well, it has to be a macro shot, and it is this one of a bee relaxing on a cosmos flower in my back garden. I love everything about this picture. I love the colours. I love the detail in the bee. I love the way, because I shot it at f3.2, I think. But it's a Nikon D700 and a 105mm f2.8G lens shot. So I think I shot it at about f3.2, and I really love the way the details fall off in an almost ghostly way. Like you can see the abdomen of the bee, or some of his legs, through like the fading petals of the cosmos. It's just an image I really love. So there's so much detail there. It tells a story, of a bee, flying into my garden to collect some nectar, and then he's having a little rest. He or she is having a little rest on one of the flowers, and I just think it's a perfect picture. It's a perfect image, and it really showcases for me what an old camera and lens, because it is old equipment, showcases for me what a really old piece of camera equipment can do. Say D700 from 2008 or whatever, and a 105mm macro lens from 2006, and it perfectly illustrates why I think that this lens is the best lens ever made by any manufacturer, any focal length, any type of lens. I think that 105mm f2.8G from Nikon is absolute perfection. Anyway, what do you think then? What do you think of my my selection for a top 3 on for a winner? Would you agree? And do you do something along these lines yourself, at the end of every year or whenever? Go through some images and pick some favourites that you really like. Let me know in the comments below. Well, that is it for this year's photo of the year. What do you think, Dexy? Do you agree? Do you agree with my choice? Or do you think it should have been a picture of you? Perhaps it should have been a picture of you, shouldn't I? I'll pop one of those up as well at the end out there for everybody to see. But, he doesn't like having his picture taken, Dexter. He's quite tired at the moment, and that's why he's sitting still on my lap, I think. But he doesn't like having his picture taken at the best of times. So whenever I point a camera at him, he either turns away, runs away, or starts performing and misbehaving, anything rather than have his picture taken. But back in the woods a month or so ago, he did actually pose for a picture, and it's because he'd seen a squirrel running up a tree, and he was like transfixed by this squirrel. So he was just, stock still, staring this animal out. Yeah, baby, hey. So I'll put that one up as well. That'll be a further honourable mention, and who knows? Perhaps it will be your During the Meanwhilst picture of the year. I think it will be yours, won't it? And it's certainly Bethan's and Mammy's, isn't it? They like that one best of all. Right then, thanks ever so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow with the latest instalment in the During the Meanwhilst Advent Calendar. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay well, look after yourselves, your loved ones, and your little pets. Keep them nice and warm in these winter months, and look after your favourite images. Go through them. Don't just leave them lying there on on a hard drive. Go through them. Pick your favourite ones. And print them off or get them printed or whatever. Innit, Dex? And just be nice. Okay, be nice to people in dungarees and hoodies. All right. We'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey, there you go, Dexy. What do you think, mate? What do you think? Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that? Your daddy's boy. Daddy's best boy. Look at you. People. People. Doobie-doo. Doobie-doo, daddy. Doobie-dooby-doo. You daddy's a silly boy.